Hey guys, David here, and welcome to Digital Outlook. Well, guys, I'll tell you what, I'm getting this one out a little later than I normally would. Judy and I we drove down here to Houston. We just stopped in at some friend's place here, and then we're heading into downtown, and we got some really great things going on, and we're meeting up with some folks in this space. It is going to be really amazing. But guys, I had to get out and talk to you about something today. Right now, we are seeing some major bullish news coming out for this space. Apparently, next week, we could literally see a lot of these ETFs, even with the government shutdown, being actually approved. Now, if that happens, guys, I really believe that is where we're going to see a major catalyst and possibly even a supply shock. Right now, we know that a lot of these exchanges, they're literally bleeding. They don't have any XRP when it comes to it. And guys, when you're thinking of the ETFs, and of course I've mentioned this before, how the spot ETFs, they have to be holding, XRP. The demand, guys, is going to go wild. I really believe it. And there are folks out there that are saying, if you think that $100 XRP is coming, hey guys, that is going to be peanuts in the long run. Now, we know our good friend Jake Claver is thinking that even in the environment that we're in, that just 2 months from now, by the end of the year, we could see a $750 XRP. And boy, oh boy, if that happens, it is going to be wild. Now, what would be some of the catalysts that would cause that? Well, number one, I do believe that we are going to have to see the approval of a majority of these exchange-traded funds for XRP. That is going to drive demand, and of course, institutions getting in there that normally could not touch this space because of their fiduciary responsibility. And we're talking, of course, pension plans, hedge funds, and all that. This is what the ETFs allow. It allows them to have that exposure. Now, we know that there have been studies done by JP Morgan and different ones that are saying that, hey, the pent-up demand from these institutions for these ETFs into the billions of dollars. In fact, I think about 9 billion. Of course, we have the SPACs going on right now, and we know that, hey, you got that one there from Evernorth, that one for $1 billion. They raised that in one day, and then you got all these other ones, 500 million, 300 million, 200 million, on and on and on. And I think there's about 11 of those. So number one, I think we have to see the ETFs, because that's going to drive demand and literally pull XRP off of a lot of these exchanges not being available. Secondly, guys, I think what we're going to need to see by the end of the year is the regulatory clarity piece. We're going to have to see absolute finalization for the Clarity Act and, of course, the Genius Act to see a lot of those prices that are in there. And, of course, in the broader economy, you're going to have a catalyst that is going to light the spark, that's going to send that TNT boom. It's kind of like, Wile E. Coyote. Remember those cartoons back in Looney Tunes back in the day when you're a kid? And you'd have the coyote. He'd be sitting on a big mountain of TNT, and he'd light that fuse, and all of a sudden, boom! That's what we're going to have to see. We're going to have to see some kind of a catalyst to do that. Now, of course, Jake Claver has come out and he says, hey, it's going to be the unwinding at the reverse carry trade between, with Japan and all that kind of stuff. Well, right now, the price of oil is just going up and up and up. Well, let's see what happens and see whether or not they actually cause the whole thing to totally collapse. And in the event that it does, then maybe we could see those catalysts. But either way, I look at the future of what's coming, and you can literally see the handwriting on the proverbial wall. I mean, you've got all the infrastructure in place. You got major institutions. I mean, if you think that deal with G Treasury with Ripple is a small thing, guys, you need to zoom out and look again. That is massive. And of course, all of these SPACs and the ETFs, the institutions are gobbling up. Retail isn't doing it, guys. Think about that. When you think about the prices of what we're dealing with today, retail is not moving the market now. Will retail be totally and completely priced out? I think eventually it's going to be tougher and tougher and tougher for retail to get in. And I pointed that out this morning when I was talking about how with retail prices as they are right now, You think about this, 10,000 XRP, $24,000. How many people that are sitting around with $24,000 jingling around in their pocket are going to even throw that at XRP? Probably not that many. And I'm telling you guys, that's where I see a lot of the appreciation coming, is that, you know, retail isn't going to be able to handle it. Now think about XRP at $100. XRP at $100, I mean, that's going to cost the average, you know, what, $100,000 just to get 10,000 XRP? Yeah, I don't see that, guys, for the average person being able to do it. So retail, in a way, is already getting priced out. Now, does that mean that there's no opportunity left for you and I? Not at all. I mean, think about it right now, $2.40 cents, $2 and whatever. And in an environment where you watch XRP literally do a 10x gets to $24, 20x gets to 50, we're talking about a 40x return if you're willing to take the risk right now. Now, when that regulatory clarity piece comes in, and I've shared this a lot in coaching, the thing is this: what causes the volatility in this space? Well, of course, it is the uncertainty. Well, when we're at $100 XRP and stuff like that, most of that that uncertainty is going to diminish. Why? Because we're going to be in an environment of regulatory clarity and, of course, institutional adoption. Well, that risk is coming down because, of course, the volatility is coming down due to the fact that there's not as much uncertainty. And when the risk comes down, what do we know comes down with it? Of course, reward comes down. Now, the guys out there buying XRP at $100, now everyone's selling, someone else has to be buying. They are not seeing the percentage gains that you and I could potentially see. And don't you think that when they're buying XRP at $100, they're going to just be wishing they could be picking it up at $2.40? Well, guys, I definitely do. And that's why I remain so bullish with respect to this ecosystem and what it is going to represent long term. Guys, we know, we can see the infrastructure there. It is happening right before our eyes. You are watching history being made right now. You are literally going to get questioned. I kid you not. Should Jesus tarry, your grandchildren are probably going to say to you, hey, what was it like back then when they were literally at the point of moving us all into this new financial system? What was it like for you? And on and on and on. And guys, you're going to be able to tell them, hey, I was there. I had my ear to the ground and I literally saw, and they're going to say, oh my gosh, how smart you were to do it. I'll tell you what, that's the story we want to be telling our grandchildren, isn't it, guys? It isn't going to be, well, you know, I saw it, but, you know, I didn't do anything with it because I just, you know, I didn't really believe it. And on and on. They're going to think, oh my gosh, did he have no foresight? That's not the story we want to be telling our grandkids, that's for sure. So guys, I'll tell you what, lots of stuff happening in this space. You cannot deny it. And I'll tell you, until tomorrow when we have another amazing coffee chat, guys, have a fabulous one and take care.